Welcome back, Oddballs, to another episode of the Oddity Shop podcast, the podcast where we
tell you creepy, odd, weird, strange, and bizarre stories from around the globe.
I'm your curator, Kara, and
Hi,
this
Kara.
is your other wonderful, handsome, beautiful, magnificent, the most bestest friend I've ever had in my entire life, Curator Zachary.
Hi, Zach.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you doing?
I'm good. Why'd you say it like that?
I don't know. I'm exhausted from...
I'm
exhausted. I feel like we always talk about how tired we are, and it's so stupid, but I am tired from packing this house up to move. Although today, the day this comes out, I am officially on the road to Arizona, so... while you're listening to this, please send me podcast recommendations or playlist or anything else to keep me entertained on my drive, because it is going to be a long 72 hours.
And he won't listen to any of my recommendations.
Absolutely not a one. I listen to the ones you send me. I listen to Beth's Dead.
Oh, yeah. That was so long ago.
Well, you haven't sent me any since then.
I've talked about some.
What's new in your life?
Okay, so this is really funny. So my neighborhood is like a little bit wild. Not wild, like, but it's there's some things, right?
Y'all are too close.
Yeah, but there are some things that are like, I don't need to be a part of that, you know? And there's no shade to anybody that's listening that's part of my neighborhood. But, okay, so Ryan, Nathaniel, and I, we're just like, we laugh amongst each other because Thursday nights are a youth group of one of our neighbors' sons. Okay. And so Thursday nights are like wild, in not like a wild, like you'd think like teenage rager way. So these kids range from like, I would say like seniors to like 22, 3, 4, right? But what happens?
That is a wide range for youth group.
Well, I don't know. It's like a boys' youth group. Okay, guys. So what happens though is on every Thursday night, my entire block gets cars parked all the way around the cul-de-sac, like the whole entire, my neighborhood, right? All these different cars. And it's like annoying because they speed through. They're just like reckless teenagers. I think they have cool cars and they don't. Okay, you have like fucking Chargers. Like nobody cares. Anyway, so they speed through, they park, whatever. They do their thing. Like, that's great. It's fine. I don't care about that. But they speed through the neighborhood like wild, like hooligans. But from Ryan's house, he can see on his driveway camera that one of them like directs the traffic, like traffic control. Like, you park there, you park there. And then when there's somebody that has to park so far down, they won't walk. My neighborhood is literally not far at all. They won't walk. So somebody will go and pick them up. And he'll be like the designated driver, right? Okay, but so tonight, though, I'm like with my headphones, I'm like listening to a podcast, and I'm literally like a crazy person. I have a weed killer, and I'm going through my yard is like a football field. So the curb of my yard, though, like I don't want weeds, right? So I'm literally like a crazy person. I'm outside weeding. I'm like spraying weed killer all on the curb of like my house as all these guys, these teenage young 20 guys are just like driving by, like looking at me like probably like that's what I have to be like when I'm a homeowner in that age. And I'm looking at them
just staring at you, and God knows, literally that makes it funnier. I didn't even mean to make the pun, but God knows if any of them saw your podcast studio when they're all going out there for youth group, they would shit their pants.
I know. It's just so funny. Like the what is the word?
Juxtaposition.
Thank you. That. It's just that, like, I'm out there weed killing and about to record this, like, paranormal podcast, and they're all, like, lining up for you.
You're going to go talk about the Bible.
I thought it was funny. So that's my... Every Thursday. Every freaking Thursday, though, man.
I don't have much for you today. All I have to do... I have shout-outs, though.
Oh, I do. I have some of those.
Not Shop Talk shout-outs.
Oh, okay.
I have to give a shout-out to you.
Thank you. I was waiting.
To Julia... to my parents, to Pat, and everybody else who has helped me. Like I said, for anyone who doesn't know, the day this episode comes out, I am on the road. I am moving to Arizona, and I could not have done it without the giant support system while I've been losing my mind trying to get this house ready for Brent and pack and do all the regular life things and run a podcast. I've been sleepless for a long time now, but I just appreciate every one of you for helping make it happen. So thank you.
Well, you're welcome. Again, I feel like I wish I could have done more, but...
Well, you could have. I'm kidding.
Last night you were like, it's fine. You did so much. What you did.
No, you seriously.
You'll never know. Idiot.
Honestly, It was way more than I thought. Okay. Let's get into some shop talk.
All right. I'd like to shout out. We do have a new subscriber. I don't think I said this last week or last episode. Yeah, last week. But we have a new subscriber on YouTube, Whitney Young. So shout out to Whitney. And I don't know what episode it is. I'm sorry, but she did drop the appropriate emoji. So thank you so much.
Thank you for following instructions.
And then I know I did shout out Carla last week, but she has been up in every single one of our social medias. And so she left a comment on our YouTube, one of our YouTube. She's been leaving comments everywhere, but I loved this one. And it was, guys, I love your podcast. All the people being mean can go make their own podcast in addition to their day jobs and hope that it's half as polished as yours. And I personally love your theme song. It may have been a little jarring initially, but I find myself humming it silently. Keep doing what you're doing with a kissy face. And she is from Australia.
Hell yeah, Carla.
Thank you so much. She has been giving us so much love on Facebook, on Instagram, on YouTube, like actually everywhere.
I appreciate you, girl.
That's what I got for some shop.
For shop talk, I have just a simple, easy request. Guys.
Yeah.
We beg for it all the time. We have 0 write-ins right now. We want to do a listener write-in episode. You can either write in on our website or our email. It's all in the show notes, or give us a call at 616-320-4935 and leave a voicemail with your own creepy ass story. And honestly, we have none in the backlog right now. We'll probably read it no matter what it is.
You can just DM us though on Facebook, on Instagram, wherever.
Call us. I want calls.
Also though, I do want you guys to say if you want us to say your name.
Yes.
In it. But anyway, yeah. Do you have a question for me? Because I didn't have one.
I'm ready to open the shop with a question. Okay.
Great.
We're going to start, though. You have to imagine. Put your imagination cap on. Well, you already have your
always on. It's always on.
So imagine your phone is ringing off the hook at work, but every time you pick it up, it's just static. What are your thoughts?
Ew.
Okay.
Initially, ew. Also someone from the other side or somewhere else not in our universe is trying to get a hold of me.
Ooh, that's a great answer, because my follow-up question is, what if one of your coworkers is to blame?
Oh, okay. Like a stalkery weird situation or somebody that died?
I don't know. We'll have to get into it. Are you ready?
No, absolutely not. Let's go.
Okay, so we talk on here about a lot of paranormal cases that happens in homes that affect families, right? But what happens when the strange happens at work?
Why would you do this to us? Because we all have horror stories at work that we deal with every day. Why would you do this to us?
It's not terrifying, horrible. It's weird. Okay. So you know this, but in the past, and maybe most of our oddballs know this, but we have talked about 2 things quite a bit on this podcast.
Cool.
Well, more than 2 things, but 2 things in particular. Cool. 2. Poltergeists and sliders. Okay.
Yes. Okay.
If you have not gone and listened to any of our episodes on poltergeists, or though I think we only had 1 episode on sliders, but we talked about it in many, stop, go listen. And in case you're lazy as hell, a poltergeist is a noisy ghost. It comes from Germany. It's characterized by invisible forces causing physical disturbances such as loud rappings, moving objects, flying furniture. Unlike typical spirits, they're often linked to a specific person, frequently a teenager, rather than a location.
Hold on. I also just want to give a very quick shout out to our friends at Crazy for Swayze podcast, because they had us on and we watched Ghost and then talked about it. And then we did talk about poltergeist. So it was kind of fun.
Yes.
So if you want something fun, go listen to them.
Follow-up shout out. One of our listeners, Melinda, just told us that we should write about a certain poltergeist, and I couldn't find enough on that one, so I picked this one instead. So this is still inspired by you. Okay.
Melinda, of course.
That definition, though, is kind of outdated, and you and I have talked a bunch now, right? That Rather than it being a spirit, it's more of a psychological manifestation of energy from that person that we used to think it was targeting. Okay. However, right, spirits can still move items that might be different than our typical thing of a poltergeist. Right now, we have two things that move items, right? Psychological energy, poltergeist, spirits, kind of like in demonic possession. We see them moving things around. Now, the third thing we're going to talk about is sliders, SLI, streetlight interference. It's also sometimes called high voltage syndrome, where often a individual, right, it's a phenomenon where they can, it started with turning streetlights on or off when they pass by them involuntarily, but it can cause other things like lights flickering, electronics malfunctioning, and that's coined by Hilary Evans in 1993. So I'm starting off with explanations of weird phenomena. Cool?
Yes.
So for today's story, we're going to go to 1967 Germany. Now, it's Germany where poltergeist originated from, right? So they're believers in this. It is before the term sliders or high voltage syndrome were coined by about 30 years.
Yeah.
And our setting is the quiet Bavarian town of Rosenheim.
Oh, Bavaria.
Bavaria. It makes me want a German pretzel so bad.
Ooh.
Like with some beer cheese.
Makes me want to watch the Vampire Diaries.
Some ground mustard, a stein of beer. Okay. So Rosenheim, though, it's like a regional center. It's kind of growing, but it's still traditional Bavarian culture. But there's like some modern industry popping up. So we're going to dive into some of that modern industry and, more importantly, a law office. The law office of Sigmund Adam.
Okay.
It starts off like a fairly normal operation, right? We got desks in rows. We got papers stacked with intention, typewriters click-clacking away, and phones sit quietly between calls. Although every once in a while, a sharp ring cuts through, interrupts the silence, right? Like you can picture 1967 law office.
Yeah.
I also picture like everybody smoking.
Oh, for sure.
100% everybody is smoking.
100%.
And that smoke is rising up to the fluorescent lights, which light the whole thing. The whole atmosphere, though, it's like it's rigid, it's professional, it's a law firm. Okay. Until it becomes a little odd.
Okay.
Before we get into that part, though, like, let's be honest. This is lawyers, rational thinkers. This is office staff who are detail oriented. Like, these are not people who are easily spooked by things,
or at least persuaded to
exactly. Yes. However, once things start behaving oddly in the office, they start to perk up a bit. Okay.
Oh my goodness.
In the early part of 1967, the phones would begin to ring when nobody was calling. The lights would move. They're like the hanging fluorescents.
Oh, yeah. So they'd sway.
When nobody touched them. And that's just the beginning.
Oh, I love this.
So it begins subtly, though, with the lights. At first, staff noticed that they begin to flicker. Kind of just passed off as like mundane. It's an old building, faulty wiring, whatever.
Of course.
But the next sign of something was off was when the phone started to ring and nobody would be on the line. Sometimes static, sometimes nothing at all. Then they started to automatically call out. Like, so now not only are you...
The phone lines would call out?
So, like, they're getting fake calls in, but then they're making fake calls out. Okay.
Well, that's weird.
And then all of a sudden, like, 4 phones would ring at once, or calls would just end, and then the staff would have to, like, start their call over again. At this time causes huge spikes in the phone bill because it was happening hundreds of times a day.
That's wild.
Even after hours.
Oh, okay. So it's like, what? Okay.
So they did what anybody would do first, right? They called technicians to come check the phone system. They made repairs. That didn't fix it. They replaced a good chunk of the equipment. Problem still is going on. Okay. Back to the lights, though, they didn't just stop at the flickering. Then they started dimming or then swinging as if somebody was like pushing them. So now they're like, well, shit, we just called the phone company out here. Now let's call some electricians. They come out, they check the wiring, they check it all. Doesn't fix the issues.
But what was logistically like, okay, if you were to be an electrician or whatever, so any electricians or whatever, let us know. But like, what would logistically cause the lights to sway? Hey, Zach, are you running low on spiritual supplies?
Hey, Kara, are you looking for a place with handmade items?
Yeah, we should probably go to Mystic Moons.
Oh, our buddies?
Yeah.
They make the most wonderful hand-dipped incense with over 24 scents, and we've smelled absolutely every single one of them.
Yeah, or maybe you might just be looking for a hand-strung bracelet made with only the best intentions.
And not only do they have the best intentions, they have 4 strings each, and they last forever, which I would know because I've broken every bracelet you've made for me and not theirs.
Oops. Well, they also have simmer pots for every occasion, like San to Yule.
And don't forget, Melinda is also a medium and a tarot card reader who's given us amazing readings, so she's ready to help us or you connect with past loved ones and get to know insights into your world.
My spirit animal is a camel. Thanks, Melinda. Anyway, so look for Mystic Moons on Facebook or Etsy, and then you can restock all your spiritual supplies.
Oh, be sure to check them out at www.etsy.com/shop/Mystic Moons LLC.
Or at Mystic Moons on Facebook. They're all over our socials, so I'm sure you'll find them.
So go get some goodies. Okay, Kara, goodbye.
Bye.
So they were also flickering and dimming, right? An electrical arc. So a lot of them were hung by chains or wires. So if high electricity was arcing through there, that's what they thought was happening at first. Maybe it could make it move. Okay. Then comes the knocking noises from inside walls, inside filing cabinets. And now the light fixtures also start to just swing violently. Could you imagine your workday?
No, but okay, here's the thing. My workday, no, I can't visually put it into that because my workday is different. But if I had an office workday and this was happening,
and you're trying to focus.
Sorry, but I would love it. And I would just be like, hey, Bertha, what's up? Can you go check those files for me? I would just be like, you and I don't know. In this setting,
at least as of right now, I'm cool with it.
Oh,
it gets worse.
Okay.
Light bulbs start to unscrew themselves and sometimes even explode. Now they are seeing electrical surges with arcs, literally little lightning bits coming off of the broken bulbs as they're happening.
You know, I had a light bulb explode at my apartment.
Oh, I have a light bulb exploding story too.
That's freaky. But it's continue.
I would say though, up until now, right? Some knocking, lights, everything. It could be typical slider SLI interference.
Well, or it's just something that's there trying to hang out and maybe get attention, and it's just too powerful.
It goes though from being typical what we see for just slider, right? Interfering with electronics and stuff around, to now full poltergeist because papers are sliding off desks when nobody's around. File cabinets are opening and shutting, not electronics. And when the staff comes in the morning, furniture is shifting position. Doesn't happen day or night, in hours, after hours, whether people are around or not.
Can I ask you now and tell me to shut up? But
yeah,
is anybody personally experiencing this when they leave?
No. So eyewitness accounts of everything, but it's all happening at the office. So they'll see papers move. They'll see the lights move. Nobody else is nearby, right?
Okay, so that's why I think it's not a slider.
Hold on.
Okay.
They'll come back and the furniture will be moved around, right? So they do start to think poltergeist at that point, right? Because it is a little strong.
I'm
what
not
are your
thinking
thoughts?
Poltergeist. That's not where my mind comes. I think everything you told me.
And for everyone's knowing, we think poltergeists are tied to people. So when we say poltergeist, we don't always say spirit, right?
Yes, essentially.
Now, in 1967, poltergeist is a spirit. So they believe.
Okay, so this to me though, I don't necessarily think this is poltergeist actually at all. I don't know if I would actually coin this or think this is poltergeist at all. Actually, I would think that it's just maybe somebody that was in that building prior, trying to get attention.
Okay, so you're just going general spirit.
Yeah, I don't even know if I would necessarily think slider, because
I would say it starts off very slider.
Yeah. But when we're to the point that you're telling me, I don't think poltergeist. I don't necessarily think slider, especially since I just asked that it's not following them at home. Because a slider, it would follow you in some aspect home,
so
right?
Things are still happening after hours inside the office.
Right, but there's nobody there that's sliding it.
That's not what you asked. You asked if things happen after hours. You didn't ask if things happen to people at home.
Yes, I did. I said, is it following people at home?
You said, is it following people at home, not is it happening to people at home? That's a very important distinction.
Well, it's the same thing to me. Is it happening at their houses? That's following them home.
Just hold on to that. Okay, so it's all over the place right now. It's really unpredictable.
You're being a brat.
I am being a brat because I know where the story goes and you don't. So, as things get progressively worse at the office, people are starting to document. They take notes. They're seeing timing and patterns. And all of a sudden, they have an oh shit moment. And the oh shit moment's name is Anne-Marie Chaberl.
It's kind of impressive, though, that they're like documenting it.
They're lawyers and clerk. That's like their whole thing is to put together a story.
But I'm saying at that time, though.
Yeah.
Do you think? I don't know. Okay.
So Anne-Marie is young. She's 19 years old. She seems to be the center of activity. So the poltergeist activity is strongest when she's at the office, and it's more quiet when she leaves. Now, it's still happening when she's not there. Something about the building is definitely keeping energy, but her coworkers begin to watch her. They grow suspicious, but nobody wants to be like, yo, Anne-Marie. Now, mind you, the idea of a poltergeist being inside rather than external isn't big at this time. They think it's an external spirit. They don't want to be like, girl, you're haunted, right?
Okay.
So nobody says anything.
What are we in, 62?
67.
67. Well, I don't know. I think that aren't we at...
So the term slider doesn't come out to 93.
No. I know that, but I'm just saying, like, in 67, aren't we kind of still like to blame?
Germany, it's less. They just think it's like an angry spirit who attached to somebody. So they think like she's
we're
got
in Germany.
Like,
I forgot. Okay, yeah.
Okay. What we have right now, right? It's some sliding effects with the lights and stuff, some poltergeist or even like early demonic possession phenomenon going on with things moving around. Like it's early demonic possession, right? Like that we see Ed and Lorraine would explain. Whatever it is, though, it's becoming clear to everybody but Anne-Marie that it's happening around her. She's like kind of blind to all of it because she just thinks it's happening around the office. Now, to go back to the question you were asking, nothing in anything could I find her talking about it happening at her home.
Right, but nobody else in the office is saying that it's...
Nobody else at the office is having anything happen.
That's what I wanted to know.
Right.
Okay. Because to me, a slider would experience it all the time.
Right. But the one person who they're starting to kind of blame for everything, she's kind of tight-lipped, in all honesty. Like, we don't know what her home life was like.
Mm.
But before anybody comes clean to Anne-Marie with their accusations, right, but the problem is still unignorable, they decide to just go in a totally different direction.
Okay.
So, engineers, right? Germans love engineering. They bring in engineers to check the whole building out. They can't find anything wrong. They bring in more phone technicians, more electricians. They can't disprove anything. And at the same time, you have to remember, these are highly logical, like, professional people. So the next to enter is another type of specialist. He is a parapsychologist, and he goes by the name of Hans Bender. So he is well known for investigating the paranormal at this time. And he comes in somewhere around like fall of 67. So at this point, It's been happening for 9 months almost.
Okay.
Side note, you can imagine, like, if that's your work day, are you going home and talking about it?
I mean, you and I now would, but I imagine at that time...
They're telling everybody they know. Like, this becomes like in the news, in the media, it spreads really quick.
I'm trying to think of 67, but it's also Germany. So it's like I don't know. Like, I'm sorry, I'm having a hard time with that part.
I feel like Germany, just based on the fact, right, that if we go back to the Nazis being huge in the occult, and while they haven't been liberally progressive, I feel like in some of the, which they're pretty liberal now, right? But in some of their other ideas, they've always been more progressive and outside the box rather than locked in as some other people. So in 67, having somebody in parapsychology come out is not very much out of the norm at all.
Okay.
But the media coverage is huge in this, right? It shapes the Rosenheim Poltergeist reputation, newspaper reports, television reports.
And that's what this is, the Rosenheim Poltergeist?
Yes. It takes place in Rosenheim. Again, forgot to say what it's called.
Wow, you pulled a Carrie.
So anyways, though, as the story spreads, it gets framed as like a mystery that's challenging modern understanding. So it's unclear, and the reason I bring up the media is it's unclear if the office themselves reached out to Hans Bender for help.
Oh, okay.
Or if he heard what was going on and was like,
just from the wind. Okay.
I need to like get in on this.
Interesting.
So like, let's build his credibility for a second, right? He's an academic person. Like he comes from a long line of psychology, a long history of studying psychology, degrees in it. He becomes a lecturer, and later in his life, he actually establishes, and God, if I had known about this before I went to college, I would have gone, the Parapsychological Institute in Freiburg, Germany. Like, he literally creates a parapsychology college, which I think is cool as shit.
Is it still going on?
I don't know, but I would imagine it.
That's amazing.
Right. Now, Ed and Lorraine are still big at this time, but he comes in with a very different perspective.
Okay.
So a lot of parapsychologists at this time take all the stories they hear, right? And would have gone, okay, this is a poltergeist. We have to go in. We got to figure out why the poltergeist is here. We got to figure out how to get rid of it.
Or a demon.
Right. Or a demon or whatever. They come in with a bias. His entire thing.
Yes.
No explanation. I am not here to explain what's going on until I understand it. So he would go into odd situations with always the same method. Just observe. For the longest time, he would sit there and just observe. He doesn't give people any thoughts of his own, right? So he comes to the office. He's doing his thing. He's monitoring. He's tracking the disturbances. He's trying to correlate events. He's talking to people about what they experience, but giving no explanation. And like all you can imagine, like this is an office of professionals who want to like get back to like a normal.
They want to know.
Work.
They want to, but also they're like, what are you like? Yeah.
Right. They don't want their file cabinets flying open or papers going or light bulb exploding. Like it's wild in this office. And he's just sitting there.
I think though, like, okay, so when we went to Stimson hospital hospital,
mm-hmm.
I didn't do any research. I didn't look it up.
Yeah.
I didn't want to know. Like my mom's like, I'm like, I don't want to know. I don't want to know. I want to go there. I want to have no bias. I want to investigate and explore and like do my thing. And then if later things come up that make sense, cool. So like,
absolutely.
Yeah, that makes sense to just like, but also I do understand like not wanting to talk to anybody that works there. Like you don't want to know, like you don't want to have their.
So he is talking to them.
But like, is he?
But he's just asking them about their experiences, right?
Okay.
So he's talking, he's documenting, he's just not giving any opinion.
Okay.
Here's the bias he does come in with.
Okay.
He knows that lawyers and clerks are raving about something haunting the office.
Okay.
He knows that electricians, technicians, and engineers have been through there and couldn't find anything.
Okay.
But he is not going in and setting out to prove the poltergeist. He's not going in and setting to prove anything else. Right. And mind you, slider is not even a term at this point.
So we're just saying it's bias that he just has the information of what has come in.
Yep. That is his only bias.
Okay.
He's not trying to prove.
Cool.
So after interviews, watching all his note taking, right, he comes to the same conclusion all the coworkers came to. The activity is centered around young Anne Marie.
Interesting.
So he documents that when she is in the office, the activity increased. And it wanes when she leaves, but not totally, because there's still times they come in and like furniture's
aftermath.
moved. Yeah.
Okay.
Which is weird. They have linoleum floor because linoleum was big in the 60s. It was luxury. There's never scratches in the linoleum.
It's like it was
from the file
lifted
cabinets.
and then okay.
So he talks with her.
Oh.
And he discovers something's going on with her.
What?
She's very stressed about her new job. She doesn't really like it. And she's also going through a highly emotional personal time as her fiance had just broken off a marriage engagement.
Oh, okay.
Go to your and my modern explanation for a poltergeist. We have a young person in their teens going through hormonal changes who is in a high emotional point of her life, and things seem to be happening around her. So well before go on.
No, I was going to say, because like you said person, but I still do think that it's more female because the hormonal, like it's just a wild ride for us.
It does typically happen to more females than males.
Female, and that's why I just have to like put that in this episode. But okay, yeah. So she's going through a lot.
Now, mind you, this is well before this is well studied, and we know. Okay, we don't have the term slider. We don't have high voltage syndrome. He calls this recurrent spontaneous psychokinesis.
Okay.
Or in more layman's terms, right, physical effects are being caused unconsciously by a living person and that person is tied to an emotionally stressful event. So he doesn't believe that it's haunted like everyone else believes that it's haunted.
Okay.
He agrees with us. He believes the source might be human. So some sort of unconscious force. It's tied to emotion or stress and something we just don't fully understand. Okay.
Can I argue right now or no? Wait.
Please.
Are you right now saying that you think a slider / poltergeist are intermittent?
I think they can. I don't think they're intermittent, but I think they can both happen. I think all of it comes down to unconscious energy, right? And here's where I'm going to go into it. Like I'm going to go to the XE explanation, the XE defense, if you will. Or this may have been Tim Shaw. Now it was Tim. When he talks about psychic abilities, everybody has the ability to play basketball. Some people are just better at it naturally than others. I don't think that the sliding and interfering with technology and the ability to make things move are unrelated. I think in her case, though, because usually, right, a young female who is having poltergeist activity, it's more metal objects, things moving, or sliders is lights interfering, and she somehow has both. Maybe she is, has one, she's a slider, two, she has the ability to make the poltergeist behavior, but both are happening in this instance.
Yes. So maybe I've changed my thought, and I don't know what I've said in the past. I'm going to be completely honest. So maybe I've changed my thought, but with this episode, you're referring to you and I thinking this way. So I have to like clarify, and maybe I've changed my thought. I don't know. I think that a poltergeist is the emotion, the buildup of, females or, younger children.
Yeah.
Adolescence, but I think it's a thing. I still think it's an entity.
Oh, so I don't think it's an entity.
I know you do. So I need to clarify. So I think that it's like almost like an egregore or a tulpa of this built up rage and energy.
Well, an egregore or a tulpa wouldn't be an entity. They're a thought form. That is projected a spirit or to an entity. Person.
Well, okay. I don't know. I still think though, even like an egregore is, even though it's a thought form brought to an entity though.
But an entity would be.
What is your definition of an entity?
That would be like a spirit or an elemental or something that is its own thing. Yeah, but this is something that's created by the living. This is more intentional.
Okay, so how my brain works is that an egregore or even a tulpa or whatever, a poltergeist is a thing brought on. Like it is an entity. Because you've built it into something.
I will give you this. Google says we're both right. A distinct independent unit that exists, whether physically, and then in parentheses, a person or conceptually, an abstract concept.
I'm not arguing. I wanted to clarify what I think and like how my brain
works. So what we can agree on, though, is it's not a ghost.
No. I've never thought it was a ghost thing. No. But I wanted to clarify that I think that it's
something created from the subconscious brain,
or not necessarily subconscious brain, but like the emotion, like what you're pulsing, like radiating.
Well, I would argue, emotions are part of your unconscious.
Yeah, I guess they are. But I guess in my head, I don't visually see that. I think them radiating off of you. But yes,
absolutely. Like it's something that's radiating, right? So it
that's
seems
why
to be
like, it's interesting to me that you're not necessarily correlating, but like this episode is poltergeist / slider, because I would have never, ever correlated or thought them to be even like lapping. But I get it.
It started with the lights. Before anything else happened, it started with the light.
I understand where you're coming from. I just would have never
like put the two together. And it all happens unconsciously, right? Like they're somehow related. It's somewhat of...
But I don't know. I'm sorry. Like, tell me when to shut the fuck up, because I also don't know, because I think it's something in you. Like you're a slider. I think it's something, I don't necessarily know it's subconscious. I just think it's like a
But if it was conscious, I would be like, okay, that light can turn off, and it would.
I think it's a power, that quote unquote power, that you haven't yet yielded, that you haven't let yet control.
That's unconscious, baby.
I guess it is, but I don't view it as unconscious. I don't know. Like, okay, I get where you're coming from.
Because when I get emotional is when it gets worse. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I guess. To me, unconscious, I get it. But like when I think about unconscious, I guess I think about like dreams or things. But you're right. I'm not arguing it. I'm just like trying to like.
Yeah, no, it's interesting.
My brain compartmentalizes things crazy, clearly, because like I would have never correlated all of this. I love it. Okay, continue.
But so like, yeah, I mean, but it starts off with the slider element. It goes into this full poltergeist, which in the time frame, right, people think it's spirits, and then you have a parapsychologist who go, actually, what you guys are all starting to think is it is coming from the living. So anyway, exactly what you said. The next part of this is there are people who remain believing that it was a spirit, right?
Okay,
like attached to her, but that's just the time.
I guess it could have been, though.
Then there's, because Hans is very forward thinking, and then there's people who side with Hans and go, okay, like you have all these mixed elements, right? Like the sliding part, the poltergeist part all seems to be coming from Anne-Marie. Of course, you have people who think it's just a giant hoax, but like, I'm sorry, lawyers, engineers, electricians, you're not going to get them all to agree to a hoax. And you have deniers of the whole thing who just always remained skeptical and thought that it was just faulty wiring or structural vibrations.
Yeah. And also, if it was a hoax, wouldn't you pick somebody that like, not like little Anne-Marie, Anne-Marie that was like, I don't know what you're talking about. Right? Like nothing's happening. Like, I don't notice this. Like, I think if you were really a hoax, you'd pick somebody that was like, well, yeah, it happened. Or is that like the...
So all she really said was she was going through a stressful time when she was interviewed. That's the thing. Right. She was pretty tight-lipped. She didn't say things were happening. She wasn't very open.
But I don't think... I guess I don't know.
I get what you're saying.
I guess I don't know.
So anyway, at the end of the day, right, after Hans Bender leaves... Things keep continuing for a while. People have all their different beliefs, whatever. But it does just eventually stop.
What?
Just as suddenly as it started. It was the beginning of 1968. I was going to say, what do you think happened?
She left.
Not only did she leave, she also got married. She quit to get married, and everything stopped.
I don't know if the marriage has anything to do with it. I think it's her leaving.
Yes, it does. Because remember,
I know, but I think
she was stressed out about the job and her broken off.
I think it's just her leaving.
But it would happen when she was there or not. Her residual energy, those two things happened at the same time. She left for the marriage. It all stopped.
I don't know about that part, but I get where you're coming from.
But, okay, hold on. We've talked about intentional hauntings before, right? Like the Crybaby Bridge or Dybbuk boxes. Those things still haunt afterwards. But she cleared up the negative energy. I don't think
we're saying this is a haunting.
It was, though. I mean, so... If anything, it's like a poltergeist person is close to me to an intentional haunting. You put so much energy into something that it starts to manifest. If she was holding on so much to that marriage thing and it was happening in the office, whether she was there or not, I think her clearing it helped. I think that has just as much of an effect as her leaving.
Wow, I think it's just her leaving.
But if it was her leaving, things wouldn't have moved at night.
No, I think it's just.
But she left every day.
Yes, but then you could go back to the stone tape theory. It's just that energy stuck in those walls.
So
and eventually she left. I know, but like you can still clear out and not always have that energy in the walls.
Fair.
I don't know. I mean, I get where you're coming from, but I think her just leaving probably eliminated like, holy shit, like she's gone.
If it stopped boom, like that. If it was stone tape, it would have at least continued a little bit after she left. But if she cleared all the negative emotion and it is gone.
Yeah, I'm saying stone tape theory for like at night, like, you know, it's still kind of like, well, I guess that's more residual of energy. Like than stone tape. But yeah, I don't know. I don't necessarily know if it had anything to do with her getting married. I get where you're coming from because those were the two things that she correlated. But I think it might have just been like her energy. Because some people have really dark, unsettling, sad energy, and they actually don't even know that they portray that.
I think we've all worked with some of those.
That's what I'm saying. So it doesn't necessarily have to like correlate with like a breakup or whatever. Like they just have that. If it's an aura or whatever, like you want to, whatever. But wow, that's like this is actually a really interesting case to me because
I think the time of it makes it interesting.
No,
it was set in a time where people thought it was.
I don't think it's the time for me. I think that now I'm racking my brain because like the poltergeist, this is so strange to me. This is very weird because it's like I know how I think about like you made me crack my brain into like different areas, right? Because it's like I know how I think about certain things, but to portray them to like you or other people is like different, right? So like I think a poltergeist is not necessarily like a ghost, but it's like an entity. It's a thought form that's like real though, but it's also like energy, right? Like, and it is like.
See, I just think of it as pure energy. It is like from that person. I think
if it's an energy that has brought to an entity.
You think it's something that's gained intelligence?
Absolutely. Abso-fucking-lutely.
I don't agree with that because it ebbs and flows usually with the persons.
I know, but like it is to me, it's intelligent, the things that it fucking does and like the weird shit that ends up happening. Maybe I'll look into like a poltergeist case for next. But like that's how I think of a poltergeist is that it is the emotion and like the dread that is brought into an entity. Like it's built itself into that.
See, I think it's like because I looked into that Polish case. We haven't ever covered it, but that writer reached out to us so long ago. And that's what really changed me is it was when the target person ebbs and flows, so does the activity.
Well, correct. And I get that and I feel that, but I still think that it is an entity that is brought from that. But then also it's interesting because to me, sliders, I never correlated the way that you did. And I did the episode and you were like, oh my God, I'm a slider. You didn't even realize until then.
Right.
I think though of you and other sliders of just like having this like energy, this power about you that you just don't necessarily know how to.
I see them as the same thing. Not 100% the same thing, right? But like the source of it is the same.
Never would have put those two together. And I'm not saying either one of us are right or wrong.
No. I get what you're saying, though.
Fun. I never would.
Because for me, it's just like I don't think it manifests into a thought form that goes and moves the things. I think it's all from the person's unconscious brain and energy itself that like interacts with the world around it. I think they're way more related than we give them, or not we give them credit for, but then we think. But that's me, right? But again, this is fringe theory shit that we can never prove.
But I just don't think that you are. No, I don't know. I don't think that way. But like you're a slider, so.
Oh, 100%.
I know. So like, I don't know. I love this though. This is crazy. This has like brought a new aspect to my thinking and I love this.
Now I will say, I will give you credence to this a little bit on the unhoned power because I did watch a video of somebody who thought they were a slider. Who can point at a streetlight and make like a finger gun, and within seconds it would go out. So he seemed to control it. But I think
that you could do, like not like for what? Like I don't know, but I do think that it's like something that you're very powerful. You just don't know how to hone in on it.
I'm just going to keep breaking electronics and using ChatGPT to help me fix them.
Yeah, but I think that it's. Maybe write down when you break electronics. What are you going through at that time? It's something, but then, okay, then that brings you back to like the poltergeist part. So oh my God, I never would have correlated these two. I love it.
Good I broke job. Your brain. We are getting long though. So oddballs, what do you think?
You expanded it.
Are poltergeists and sliders one and the same? Are they different? What are your thoughts? Do you think it's a spirit thought form? Other than that, emoji.
I don't know why lightning.
There's a file cabinet.
Oh, a file.
The file cabinet. I want the file cabinet emoji if you made it this far. paid Patreons, oddballs, come check us out for the follow-up episode we have after this. And Kara, what else do we need to do before we close the shop up for the day?
Creep a real, my little oddballs.
Goodbye.
Bye.